I am back. Welcome back to the channel. I am proud to say that I am finally taking action on the YouTube channel. I haven't posted in 2 months. It has been a up and down 2 months. I have gotten a job in cold calling for a B2B construction marketing SMMA, pretty much. We do the middle ground. We set up all of the processes and stuff like that. This is still my first week, so I'm trying to get my process down pat, making sure that I'm getting the most volume out as possible. And I had a reflection last night. I was doing a course. Finally, I touched it. Finally, after about 3 weeks of being in it, I was going over my mission statement and also finding out my ICP. Now, pretty much what an ICP is an ideal client. Now, an ICP is what you want to make content for, who you want to target in your audience, and to be honest, this video is not scripted at all. Also recording a TikTok over there. Just wanted to do a little bit of a work session. I went, you know what, I'm going to post on YouTube. Now, in that 2 weeks, I've also had some realizations about my life, where I'm going, where I've been, right? And the one thing that keeps on popping up is my early life, how I grew up, right? And I didn't really get to explain it in the first video. Now I'm not going to explain it in this video in depth, but it does have a big part to play of what I'm going to be doing in the next year to 2 years, right? So me and my friend, we were talking about business ideas, and we were just talking for about an hour, thinking of what we could help someone with, right? We didn't even get into the nitty-gritty of, how much is it going to cost. We mainly just went into it talking about what can we do to help someone, what passions do we have to move someone in the right direction to where we have an influence on their life. And being the one to change someone's life has always been my life trajectory, even though I haven't really had the realization of it. I honestly think that helping people is the number one thing I want to do, but what is that? And it's starting to become clear, and I'm not going to be releasing anything to do with this. I've got a few businesses ideas I'm working on behind the scenes, a few things that I'm just going to keep to the side for the moment, a few things that will be sprinkled in with some content, but I also don't want to spread my wings too far to something I can't kind of wrap all my arms around. Otherwise it will just pop. But what I want to talk to you guys about is, in this video, is making a decision. My whole life has revolved around me moving a piece on the chessboard, right? And if I didn't, I lose the game. And it's been almost life or death, and in this process of my life, I think decisions are really big to play in, especially my life and a lot of yours. And the one thing that I've noticed, and the one thing that I've been reflecting on, I've been journaling for the past 2 weeks, is decision making. Because most people have a broken decision making process. Whether they have multiple options in their circle, they've got multiple trajectories that they could go off. They can go on a tangent to a certain goal, right? So they've got goals interconnected, but they're not connected at all. They're lost. They don't know where they're going to go. And the one thing that I have noticed in my life is, first of all, God. Being God-centered. Having God in my life has been the best thing that has ever happened to me. I'm telling you, it is the best. Second of all, those decisions that have come in my way, and I've just how I've heard someone say it. What's that YouTuber's name? I forgot his name. Also, my friend says it, Zach. grab it by the horns. You know what I mean? Just get it over and done with. Just pull it off like a band-aid. I've always been the type of person to be straightforward with decisions. Now, obviously, if I'm out shopping and I'm looking at a piece of clothing, I think about it a little bit more. But in a stressful situation, I figured that my life and the way I make decisions is like that, right? And honestly, it has been ingrained into me because I've had stressful and emotional and physical encounters in my life that have changed my perception of decision making, right? That's why also sales has become something that is kind of interlocked with me. I love it. Once I saw it, I was going, there's something about it that just I like, right? Now, I'm not going to go on a rant, right? But there is a story in the Bible where there's this man, right? He's in a flood. He's on a roof, and it's a multi-story roof. A boat comes past. He asks him, "Hey, can we save you? Get on the boat and we'll go, because the water is rising." The man said, "No, God's going to save me." Then the next boat comes. The people in the boat ask him, "Can you jump in the boat? The water's going to come. You're going to drown." And the man says, "No, God's going to save me." And then by the time the third boat comes, different people, right? The water is a meter away from him, almost going to submerge him whole. The third boat comes saying, "Get in. This is your last chance. You're almost going to drown." And he said, "God is going to save me." He died. He drowned, right? He didn't take any of the boats, and he came to heaven and he said, "God, why didn't you save me?" And God said, "I sent you 3 boats and you didn't take them." The premise of that story is that if you do not take the chance and decisions quick and be faith and God led, you won't be able to make the right decision. It's almost like jumping off a plane and thinking too much, and there's too many thoughts going in your head. And what happens? You don't take that action, and then you miss out on the flight. You miss out on that skydive. You miss out on that opportunity. And that's always how I've been. And I think that making that decision to be someone that is making decisions like that, quick, right, fast, is the best way to make decisions, right? Because a lot of the time, especially in entrepreneurship, there's a video I sent my friend today about Gary Vee. He said, if you don't like the process, it's too stressful and you're always like, kind of on edge all the time. You're not a real entrepreneur. You're a 3-cent entrepreneur, right? I love that quote. It's very good. You're not a real entrepreneur if you don't like the game, pretty much he was saying, right? And I'm struggled with this myself. I've made decisions in the past that have been slow and just, somewhere that I could have been, right? But the fact is just about decision making really quick and not overthinking about it and walking by faith. I'm gonna let the yap speak for itself. Comment down below if you have any thoughts, anything I kind of throw hands at me. I don't really care. That is my life experience. That's a little bit about decision making and how to kind of counteract with that, right? But yeah, I'll be posting these as much as I can, and I'll see you guys later. And subscribe, or you will be deemed. Ooh.